Hello, hello folks, we're back. That's right, it wasn't too long of a wait. I promised you we would return for the decider here, Keps, between TNC and DeToNator. Of course, TNC did take that early lead, but DeToNator, they even up. I knew they would, right? I knew we'd have a game on our hands. Because, you know, you put TNC on this high pedestal, but...
Of course, you gotta have high expectations.
Well, the other side's got Sam H, so your expectations just went BAM!
Sam H has been playing great. I really liked his Dark Sphere rotations that game. And, well, I want to jump into the draft.
Well, you see, there's something interesting in the draft, because I don't think it's Sam H's hero yet. This is probably the first team I've watched draft it this way. Probably going to see a Sand King 4 again. Yep.
The real thing that I want to point out here is that the previous game, TNC got the same PA opening, and then they went for the Rubik after. So DeToNator gave them a lot of rope. They said, here, you want these heroes? You can have them. And as it turns out, like the PA and the Rubik together don't actually work that well. Especially not if you get forced into a pseudo tri-lane situation like they did just there. So instead, this time TNC learned their lesson. They skipped the Rubik. They pick up the Brewmaster. This is most likely a Tim's Brewmaster, which means he's going to be bullying people out of lane on that 4 position, which pairs up a lot better with the Phantom Assassin.
It's definitely, Brewmaster has proven itself quite a flexible hero. We've seen it played in the 5, the 4, the 3. Hasn't made its way back to the mid yet. Probably never will. Well, you know, if any hero could, he could right now with his new Drunken Brawler.
Yeah, we've seen Ramses run him as a carry before, right? Nothing's impossible.
Soon. I mean, in fairness, it's feasible, and the mid has started to transition back to this tempo mode where you get these heroes that just get active around the map. Monkey King really led the way in that, especially. Player-wise, mid one was leading the way with that with a lot of his heroes like Ember Spirit and Monkey King. And
yeah. The big difference between those heroes and Brewmaster is that Brewmaster is extremely dependent on his ult power spikes. And those heroes can get active all the time. The Brewmaster without ult isn't much.
Hello.
Ooh,
this is a hero that can get active as well, and this is an example of something that if you were to run at mid, it could do that. But we have seen Puck ran off lane, it's starting to resurge, and also I believe we've seen 4 Puck as well, with limited impact. It's a very hard hero. You have to get off to a good start to stay relevant.
The ult is extremely good right now, but can you pick a 4 just for the ult? I don't think so. You gotta get something out of those rotations. And besides that ult, Puck is mostly damage and mobility. So
it's definitely greedy if you run it as a support here.
Yes.
Especially with the line being picked up by TNC without hesitation, by the way, as soon as they saw that. That's going to be some easy sources of finger damage for TNC.
For sure. I am very happy to see DeToNator pick up that Sand King again. You were saying before, running it as a 4, not very common, but I think they're just going to do it again. And I liked Sam H on it, but I think I actually liked RR's performance in the last match more. Because he kept his finger off of the ult button. They nearly always had that thing in reserve. There was only one fight where we're like, alright, maybe he should have used it there instead of not using it. But on the other hand, they just could fight all the time, and they had that threat of the epicenter coming in at all times. So, yeah. I think that 4 Sand King, 3 Puck here. I have seen Sam H play Puck before, although it's really not one of his signatures, but used to be that just everyone on TNC played Puck.
He used to be one of the kings of mid, so it would make sense. But I like what you said about the epicenter in regard to that. It's very hard to play it that way as well, because it's not like these other heroes like an Enigma that can instantly just cast this black hole. You have to channel this epicenter, so when you commit, the way that you kept threading back and forth into the fights, that it was always a looming threat, really spoke to, I think, more than anything, the way that DeToNator played around the high ground areas, the ramps, and the vision control.
Yeah, they did both of that much better than in their first game. And I think it's also what you need to do in order to grab a win off of TNC, because if you give TNC a fight on equal terms, no way you're getting past them.
And this got past. Luna, a hero that seemed like going into this new patch would be one of the queens of carrying, because, well, with the change to Agi heroes being stronger, the new passive giving attribute bonuses meant that you could lane it with especially strength heroes that could just force people off creep waves.
I honestly think that if they wanted to draft towards a Luna, they could have done a little bit better in terms of the heroes that they pair it with. But nonetheless, like it's always gonna be good. It's always gonna be good. She's a strong laner. She's got this huge
Templar
tower
assassin.
pressure coming out of her at all times, and she farms like a maniac.
Interesting. TNC picking the TA. They know they haven't got final picks, so this would be the time to reveal it. I don't think... I was originally looking at DeToNator and going, maybe they could go for something like a OD. I don't think I like it now. I don't think you want to... Like, you don't want to have to transition this puck to the mid either. I don't like it in that role.
PA and TA. Like, I get that you want to
Team
burst
assassin.
people, but this is quite a lot. They'll need some frontliner to round this out. The Brewmaster is gonna do reasonably well. Well, they might run him as a 3. If they run the Brewmaster as a 3, they can get any sort of utility plus 4 still. But
They still have a lot of flexibility in that regard. There's a lot of choices they can make, and they go for the butt. Alright, Phoenix being picked up here. Which... I don't think that's not the expected high impact, right? It's good for team fight, but I was thinking that can't be frontline. Sunray, usually you like that if you've got maybe 1 or 2 strength heroes, but you've only got 1 in the pool.
yes.
I feel like I'm looking at TNC's draft right now, and there's a lot of reliance on what Brewmaster and Lion can do in these fights to enable the rest of them. Like a huge amount.
Well, we're gonna run into the same problem as before, where if you want to enable both the PA and the TA... Oh,
no.
Snap.
This is actually a visceral combo. So the DeToNator, it's going to be the drown mid. I have seen this. I don't know if you've been watching Thompson especially play this in the mid lane.
I have not yet, but it appears that I should.
It is disgusting because, of course, the new Pierce, the speed at which you go for Ancients, Armel is going to struggle to keep up. And if a TA falls behind in farm, that isn't the type of hero that bounces back well.
Yes, yes, and yes. I mean, they are picking the Drow into a lineup that's extremely good at jumping into your face. Everyone on TNC is going to build blinks.
Do you want the special reveal, the important detail about what Thompson's been doing especially? It's going to be interesting to see if DeToNators do it as well. Blink Drow. MV was ahead of the curve by a few years, but it's pretty effective, especially against that type of lineup.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. You just stand there hitting stuff. As long as your vision's good, you can always react. And then what? They're standing there and they're gonna get everything. There's a lot of silences on DeToNator.
There's also combos here when you consider the Gust in conjunction with the Dream Core. You can snap that pretty easily. Might be interesting to see if he goes for the Gust pushback talent, especially for that. Just push everyone. It doesn't matter what side they're on. Just push them out of the core. It's good. It's fun. It seems memey, but actually it's huge here.
I am worried for TNC. I'm going to just come straight out and say it. This is... DeToNator is really putting it all on the table and saying what you got. And TNC is really... Like, I'm struggling to see a win condition.
I'm also looking at the Grimstroke here, which is going to combine well in the lane with the Sand King. So Gabby's going to suffer pretty hard against this. Like, you're just going to be sitting there daggering, and that's all you're going to get. If you try and approach the creep wave, they jump you every time.
Yeah, and he came back decently the last time, but the problem is that last time we had a struggle for farm among their cores, and we're going to have that again.
We are, and I think there's going to be a lot more pressure, so we are ready to get underway, folks. That's right, Game 3 here. And, well, TNC... We're going to find out if they've drafted themselves into a corner, because DeToNator definitely, like, you look at this on paper before it goes into application, they definitely have the advantage looking at these drafts.
Yes. They're much more adventurous. And here again, the PATA, it's fragile. It has to get off to a good start, and then it has to keep going. Sam H. Puck. Like, I wish I knew for sure what that was, but if I had to guess, I would say, what year is it?
It's the year of DeToNator dominance is what Sam H's response should be right now, because especially against the PA, you can apply a lot of pressure in this type of lane. And I'm just going to go out there and say it, you know, you have to stick Ninja Boogie down here. You can't try and stick a Phoenix here, which means you're putting a Phoenix Brew together against Luna plus whatever. And is hard to trade against that effectively, just because of the Lunar Blessing alone.
Yes. Though it is a very strong lane out of TNC as well. Like, I'm much more worried for the Lion plus PA on the bottom. This Buck's probably going to run circles around him.
I'm actually expecting them to start with a First Blood, just top here, detonators, with the Sand King plus Grimstroke combo. We'll see if they can find it. Ninja Boogie's waiting though. They're trying to engage on this. There's Inkswell coming out. RR going to zone them up. Burrow Strike across. On the line, stuns him up again. A lot of damage being dealt here. He should be going down as the First Blood as Ben-Hur gets the final strike. And fly solo. He's going to fly right over and just take your runes.
No.
And that is going to be every rune going the way of detonators.
I think the win rate for teams that lose all 4 runes is something like, I don't know.
What is this crap, Dota Plus? They get 4 runes, they get First Blood, and it's 54% to TNC.
It wasn't wrong last time.
I'm not sure I trust it so much on what it does anymore.
Oh, so you only trust it when it suits you, huh?
I'm sorry? TNC coach / analyst say what?
Well, she says, I wonder if either of these players has played Drow versus TA mid before.
This looks painful. The start is definitely not good for the Drow. She was slow to get across the creep wave and will be behind on XP. I'm just concerned once she hits 6, this should just turn around in favor of Drow. And I think like the difference is TA is that type of hero is like very powerful at 6 because of the traps. You can just whittle people down. But if you get 6 and use the Drow, you just don't have to be in lane anymore actually. You just go to the jungle and stay there. And it's efficient.
Yeah. More efficient than for the TA. Interesting choices there for Armel to tank that much of the damage to make sure that he can get the creep wave here and keep laying into Ben-Hur.
I mean, he has gold advantage, so he can afford to expend more. Whereas, you know, Ben-Hur just has to balance regen with getting more stats because he's going to need them in this type of lane. That attack speed is going to be crucial.
And even so, he can't get through the refraction charges very easily at all.
Yeah, he needs the attack speed, especially when he transitions. Like, he needs to leave free Wraith bands by the time he's 6. Just so he can get in that jungle and quickly just rapidly farm through camps. Fly solo, in a little bit of trouble. Inkswell coming out to move away. The clap did connect. Real going to move across right now. They're still slowing him down, but the Drunken Brawler did run out. At least force him off the lane. The problem is they both came off the lane to do this, which means Luna's just free farming.
Yep. And on the bot lane, oh, they did get the Hex off onto RR, but he's into the Sandstorm again.
Yeah, and Sam H is pressuring pretty hard here. Spike will connect, so Sam H cannot just move through. Needs to be careful himself, actually. Phase Shift trying to move away from Gabby. Gabby doing a lot of damage here. Sam H, living life on the edge. Needs to be careful. He has got the Phase Shift.
Use his orb offensively. That's one of those rules of thumb that you don't use your orb offensively.
Unless you can guarantee the kill, of course. And he could not. There's also the case that he had to put a point in a Phase Shift, which I don't disagree with what you're up against. But, you know, usually as a puck, you don't want to have to level that too early because it limits the amount of damage you can deal.
Yes. Even just against the daggers, like, look at Gabby faking those daggers out.
It's like, you ready? You ready? You're going to do it, aren't you? You Phase Shift, and then I'll just jump you, because that is what you got to worry about. The amount of damage he was just taking from the strikes coming out from Gabby. Speaking of Gabby, do they go on this? Burrow Strike?
Of course they do.
Will connect. Gabby, he has no escape. The creep wave isn't here. They identified that Ninja Boogie had pulled. They'll move away with the Phantom Strike, but that is too close for comfort.
It's a bluff. I mean, he has to play more forward there in order for them to not find out that the pull has indeed happened. They have to imagine that the line is still sitting behind him. But at the same time, when they call the bluff, yep. Guess what? That was way too close for comfort.
It was indeed. RR just trying to get a little bit of gold or XP here while Sam H stays on the lane. They know it's important that they slow down the PA as much as possible because your Luna is going to need a decent gold advantage here to be relevant. And speaking of Luna, involved in an attack kill on a Real, but he has got the Drunken Brawler going. It's going to end now. This beam will slow him down a little bit. Fly Solo doesn't have any points in the Stroke of Fate though. They just want to try and make sure that this gold goes uncontested into the Luna. Looks like they'll succeed. Checking back in on mid. This is a substantial lead for Armel now.
I've been watching it all this time because this is going to be the one lane that's going to go well for TNC. The other two are much more in the way of toss-ups or even, well, if they get a draw out of it, they got to be very happy. But Armel is wrecking this Drow Ranger, as he should.
And like, if you had to stem the damage, like this is the place to do it because, of course, if Drow gets a good start, she gets ahead and benefits the other lanes, and benefits in the other lanes is Gabby. goes down here.
I wasn't actually watching that.
That's unexpected. Grimstroke, on the other hand, at the top, getting low here. Sunray going to burn him up. Taps come out from Rio. They'll find the kill. Rage of Potato cannot connect onto Tim's in response, though.
Very close trades. I can imagine that the one bot was also just either Gabby playing too aggressive or also close trade. And they're side pulling here as well. The Lion can just not pressure this early, and they're gonna scuffle around for the runes here. And
thank you very much. RR gets it, gonna try and move across the other one. Gabby getting body blocked, means he can't connect. Needs to be careful with Sam H, trying to zone them out. We'll try and move away, they have to. They'll probably go for the shrine here. And so far, Ninja Boogie still hasn't committed a single point into mana drain, which isn't it's not incorrect here. They just have too much mobility. Mobility on top though. Rage and Potato moving in on him. Gonna get him low. Sunray should burn him down. Tim's taking a lot of damage. Has to back off from this. They're trying to turn around for the Lucent Beam. Now Rio get a little bit drunk and tipsy on life. Trying to move in for the crits. Can only find Grimstroke but can't kill him.
They did secure both of the runes on top. So the situation on bot wasn't as disastrous as it looked. And this is a smoke on Ninja Boogie. He is trying to finish off this Drow on mid, but she's just not pushing the lane far enough. Yeah, he's spotted. Immediate TP coming in.
Yeah, Benna has been living life on half HP or below for most of this laning phase. But now he has to be more careful because Armel did reach 6 and he's still a full level behind.
He can get soloed. They really don't actually need Ninja Boogie for that. And did Ninja Boogie... Oh, he picked up an Invis. I was like, did he re-smoke? No, he picked up an Invis and he's moving bot again. So
team of assassins. No one said you couldn't become one yourself. And Lion waiting here. Sam H used the illusory orb to try and escape. Hex comes out. And they have got the Earth Spike as well. Puck, what do you do to escape? Sans comes out. There's a Dream Core as well. We'll buy enough time to move away. But that is your Dream Core used fully defensively. Illusory orb trying to go for the kill. Ninja Boogie does have the stick to stay alive. No way do you commit under the tower on that low HP.
Yeah, especially not with all your cooldowns gone.
So they survive.
It's really only thanks to RR lingering on that mid lane that TNC get away there. And there's still a full 1,000 gold behind.
Well, that could have been catastrophic for them.
Yeah, it could have been.
Because your TA is off to a great start, but you need more than that. As we said, like, the Drow will eventually catch up. Once she hits 6, she accelerates. And this bad laning phase won't matter unless you can start to do things elsewhere.
Well, here's something that I kind of expected, which is that the TA will be able to deal more damage into the mid tower. So this Drow is stacking on the side already, and she is struggling to get the level 6 off of the creeps right now. She's going to get it.
There's the Ancients, though. Let it begin. This is totally reasonable. Doesn't get you insane amounts of gold very quickly, on average.
Yeah,
when you're going to proc. There we go.
Frustrating, though, because you're waiting for those procs, and when they don't happen, you're just...
Well, on average, we'll take it. Like, it's still quicker than anyone else is going to farm the Ancients at this stage in the game.
She's losing her mid tower.
Yeah, she's surrendering that over. Meanwhile, on the top, Brewmaster might surrender his life. He can't actually get rid of the Phantom's Brace. We'll finally tap it off, but it may be too late. He's taking too much damage. Final tap comes out. Rage of Potato gets the kill. And they've rotated RR mid now. He should be able to slow this down fairly nicely, but they have got sentries down, which they're going to anticipate, given they're going to want to protect those traps they've committed.
And now we wait. Like, especially Gabby is the one that's going to take a long time to get into his farm acceleration. And Luna has it naturally, Drow has it naturally. Puck can naturally two-shot waves. And over on the other side, Brewmaster does not farm. He is reliant on, well, mostly just killing people.
Exactly, and I'm just looking at this type of game. I don't think Gabby can afford to go for a Battle Fury. I think the pressure is going to come much earlier. The pressure here as they take down the town, look onto RR. He already used the Burrow Strike, so just run him through. There's the final hit, tries to stick up. RR still alive, the Fire Spirit should burn him down, and they'll find the final touch. While that's happening though, Puck does go down the bot lane as well. Brewmaster on the top response. Blood being spilled in every lane here, simultaneously.
Suddenly, everyone died.
So
on the bot lane, I think the thing I'm most worried about is that Ninja Boogie is still level 4. Like, he's doing...
He's spent so much time lingering around and moving between lanes that he's fallen behind an XP. And you want that finger ready around, like, now. Or soon, rather. Like, now is expecting too much. But
yeah,
in another minute or two, you need to have it, and he won't be there. So one thing I'm trying to figure out, actually, we didn't get a chance to see it yet, is if marksmanship goes through refraction. I don't imagine it does, because that would be insane. but it does, like, it pierces through defenses. I think it just ignores armor, so it should...
Look at this.
Well, that's one way to slow down Drow. Take her ancients before she can, as Benno is busy in the mid lane.
This is the kind of on-the-fly thinking that I appreciate in teams. It's...
Well, it's the only way you win.
After you have the draft, you need to think about how to leverage your draft in the best possible way against theirs. If it looks unfavorable, you know, oh, I won't farm as fast. Guess what?
I'll just slow down your farm.
You farm it.
And that's what they're going to do here as well. Actually, Luna just gave her a big one as well. Armel finding so much money in DeToNator's jungle.
And so Luna actually just ported bot. And yeah, Gabby gets out. He wants none of that. And Drow has to be content with the creeps on the other side, because in her own jungle there's gonna be none a lot of the times.
Well, that top area is not safe. They can already see that. And the pings come out. TNC, they know they need this tower. Because once they get this tower, what they just done doesn't even carry any risk anymore, because there's no chance of backstabs. There's no chance of this disruption that would usually be there. And RR, you are a brave man. Luckily, they do not have detection. It might be on the way, though. Tims has the sentry, going to drop it there. RR, the trap connects. He's got the burrow strike, but where do you use it? He just gives up on life. Meanwhile, bot, they continue the push. They haven't stopped. They're going to force a response. Earthspike comes out. Ninja Boogie's still not 6, though. The Dreamcaller's there. Sam H can start something he wants to. The split's going to come out, and Rage of Potato in full retreat. Cyclone does connect on the puck. Keep him busy. They commit the egg as well. Sam H has got the phase shift, so he can use it. There we go. He'll back away. On the other side, though, they did actually catch up with Luna.
Oh, they got the Luna.
Gabby's waiting. He's got the Eclipse, but he doesn't want to use it. Finally, it's going to come out. There it is. Turns around. Rio getting low. Can he find enough damage? No! He won't be able to get it. Now moving across. Gus does come out. Phoenix taking a decent amount of damage. Benno needs to back up. Loser up through. Will snipe out Ninja Boogie. They keep chasing. They want the Drow kill. He's going to go for the TP away. Where are the crits? They're not there. He will escape. And meanwhile, Sam H, he backstabs for a second kill. Gets on to Tims. Makes his escape. Says, see you later, suckers.
Man, oh man.
The whole while, you just watch that pesky fairy dragon just tapping away. You want that Drow kill so badly.
This is a problem with running PATA as a dual lineup. Like, if you're not getting those big hits, they're just they can just TP out on you. And in the meanwhile, the puck is dancing circles around you and killing all of your supports. She can't stun. You don't have anything.
I mean, it's kind of a ripple effect. Like, imagine how much easier that fight is if you had the finger that we were talking about online. But because he got delayed by that minute or two we were talking about, you weren't ready when they came for the tier 2 tower push.
I think they also gave him the mid lane a little bit late, but then again, he can't leave Gabby alone like that. They were between a rock and a hard place, really. They chose for Gabby. I think that's fine. But yeah, then you trade equal in this fight, where I think you could have gotten out with much more.
Especially with the lead that Armel has been building, but as a result, they look more healthy between all the cores. And the Bling Dagger is actually available for Ben here now, so expect the farm to increase for DeToNator, but also the potential aggression in the next few minutes.
So this top tower, Armel is here, but they're not actually defending?
Gabby's coming now. They might find Flystyle on the retreat. He silences 2 up to try and move away. The Inkswell's going to be there. Armel trying to get through him. The finger committed to ensure it. Epicenter has been used, but RR, that's a retreating Epicenter. That's a zoning ultimate. He'll go for the TP away. Can they move across in time? Yes, they can. The spike comes out. They'll find that kill. And now they would push on a tower normally, but this objective, there's nothing here.
I'm surprised that DeToNator took that fight at all. They had no Eclipse ready. They could have just gone out, but then at the same time, the Drow is still farming. I guess if that's your goal,
this is this is the new alchemist logic. The Drow is still farming.
Yeah. And Armel's lead is shrinking.
Very quickly, actually. 600 gold between them right now. In the next 2 minutes, Drow's going to eclipse him.
Yep. And nowhere near the Battle Fury for Gabby, once again. They make his laning phase so hard every single time.
He is the new Moogie.
And with they, I mean, Sam H?
That's... I mean, Park has to, you know, you live life on the edge. Problem is, someone just pushed him off the cliff.
Tim's tipping.
It's like, what are you doing here, buddy? You're not on TNC anymore. You're on the wrong side of the map. But it's okay. It just draws attention away from the farm and cores. This is the priority you have to look at for DeToNators is when you think about the cores they have and the rapid speed at which they're gaining gold, there's no ceiling for them, right? Like, the PA can be pretty strong, but you can eventually counter with items. TA starts to curb off a little as you go super late.
Yes, she's very much reliant on those brief peaks, and she's got, like, the Blink Dagger peak wasn't much to speak of. She's getting close to the Deso one now, and Armel is really going to have to... Well, he's going to pull out all of the stops.
I think this is the only reason I'm fine with Gabby not getting it in this game, is because you're going to have that Death from the TA anyway. So you can kind of take this Battle Fury route. But if it wasn't for that, he'd need to be more aggressive with his items right now. And they're being aggressive on the Phoenix here, moving in. She's gone. Split does come out. Stun up on the Grimstroke, down to half HP. Already going to move in and just melt through him with Armel. No assistance coming. The trap did slow down the rest of DeToNator. It's going to move across. Looking at Ben here. He has got the gas, but hasn't had a chance to use it. He'll finally throw it out. The Dream Call, though, no, not on point. They won't snap it. Moving through. Ben is going to get low. Rio's going to come out. The clap down. He gets himself a double kill. Chasing through on the Templar Assassin. Will blink away in time, though. There was no Barrow Strike available.
And Rio wisely gets out there as well. Otherwise, he gets eclipsed.
And they got the big kill they needed. It was all about getting that drow, and you notice the way he kind of split around it, so there wasn't an opportunity to gust them all.
Oh, great find from Sam H. He
nice
knew
stuff.
exactly where Rio was.
Yeah, Rio is finished. There's no way out of this. He's going to use the Drunken Brawler to try and escape, but they have surrounded him all sides. 4 heroes here. Space created is probably going to be his final words as he dies. The only words you can really say about that scenario.
Gabby a full Demon Edge away. And it's forcing, the fact that he still needs his Battle Fury is forcing Armel to be behind the lane that's getting pushed in at all times. You saw him on top, where the tower goes down without him being able to do much about it, and then he has to chase in after. And the same is going to happen now if they try to defend this bot tower here.
They see him. Palace embraces out. Lucid Beam to make sure he can't get rid of it in time. He's gone. And this is just a preview of TNC's biggest issue right now, is when the split isn't available, they have no way of taking fights or even defending themselves. They are going to go for Roche, though. Armel making a bold move here. They should be able to identify this by the fact that DeToNators are being allowed to push in this hard with Rage and Potato. But this is the price of going for that tier 2 bot. It does just open you up to these sort of things.
It is the classical trade, and you can see Tim's drawing the line, actually. But he's also expecting them to go off into their own jungle and not into the Roche pit. And he's actually wrong. They are lingering. Lior has to be careful.
They realize a little bit too late, actually. I'm not sure if they can do this now. They're going to try, though. They're going to move in. They got the silence. Barrow Strike does connect. And Rio, he thought he was safe under his tower, but he most definitely is not. The Dream Call ensuring he could not run away.
Brutal.
Clean disengage, and there's no chance of a rebuttal because Epicenter wasn't used, and neither was the Eclipse. And this is one of the big things we highlight about RR going in from last game. This man knows the thresholds. He knows he can hold on to that.
So, here, honestly, DeToNator kind of committed themselves to this bot push, especially by going for the kill again. But now they're just lingering, and they decided that they don't want to push into the Aegis after all. So it was more like a... How do you say?
It's a reaction more than
they got a little bit of compensation for the fact that their bot push was now worthless than anything else with that reorg kill.
Yeah, it was more them. It was them improvising. It wasn't a planned move in the end.
And now they're a bit at a loss. Like more drow farming, sure.
They're just lingering here. They're allowing the drow. Like Luna has to be in this area, right?
Yes.
But you need to try and take out that tier 1 is the big problem, because you see there's no bridge across to the other side of the jungle for them. They just linger in this area doing nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, with the way that the tower has been positioned in the past, you couldn't get past. You can now, but it's a very small sliver. And it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel safe. Radiant has wards all along that route. And right now they've got Tims on defending the bot lane. And he can do that on his own forever if he plays it careful. So these 3 heroes are mostly wasted.
Yeah, they're just farming. They do go over the tier 2 top, which is much more important than anything they're doing bot. And it's just, DeToNator is bleeding towers right now. They respect the Aegis. And they're thinking they can just farm their way out of this. But you have to think about the repercussions of how much control of the map you lose when you lose those towers.
They put so much effort into shutting down the PA. And they are allowing her to come back right now. They needed to get that Roche, and now that they don't, they need to fight into that Aegis, and they might have to sacrifice a bit for it, but after that they can actually restore the tempo again. And they have fully lost it. So the Luna might have overtaken Armel, but Gabi is now behind the drow actually. It's not those 3 cores of DeToNator all lined up in the net worth charts behind Armel. Game's looking much more even.
As they push in here, Burrow Strike from RR. Sounds come out Armel as well. The clap, the split's going to be used. They do see the Sand King, they finger him down. They get the kill. The rest of them just disengage. Once again, the split has been committed. DeToNator, despite giving up a kill, they have to be happy with that outcome. It will slow things down a little bit as they give up the tier 2. And one big thing I've noticed is Luna, she has committed towards the BKB. And this is an awkward scenario to be in. We see this when Lunas are up against Brewmasters. Like, this type of lineup is physical.
Yeah.
They're going to kill you with physical. But because of the Brewmaster, you can't afford to get cycloned in these big fights.
It's incredibly annoying. And I think in this case it's less bad because a lot of what these 2 heroes have to offer each other is their auras. So they'll need less damage and less stats for themselves individually just because the other is compensating for it.
But they have ended up overlapping a little now. Because they had to retreat from that jungle, now you can actually see Ben here just lingering around looking for somewhere to farm. And this is, like, look at the freedom. Look at the comparison. TNC are so split up.
Oh yeah, I agree completely. It's one of the problems with having this great synergy between your 2 big cores is that they need to be in the same place. And that's the death of efficiency.
Smoke movement. RR, the pings come out. Dream calls there. Ninja Boogie got found. He knows he's going to die. It's a matter of how much time he can waste to theirs before he does go down. Not much.
A valiant effort.
That was the breach kill they needed. Now they're back in control of this jungle area and they ping. They know they need to go for this tier 1.
So Armel porting back? Is TNC going to contest this? I don't think so.
They don't have the split for 45. This would be very brave to attempt. Tier 1 goes down. And, well, they haven't got too long left on the Aegis now. So they have to be careful on the side of TNC.
Yeah, I disagree. They had a nice wave pushing in top. They, like, the natural movement for DeToNator is move to mid, curve back through the jungle, deal with the top lane. And none of that involves going near the bot tier 1 whatsoever. So I think Armel could have just been there. And he's actually walking all the way back to that tower now.
I thought you disagree with me for a second. I was like, what are you on about? They can't fight here. But no, I get what you mean now. They should have stayed on the split.
Yeah.
That was the right move.
I would never disagree with you. You're always right.
That's what I want to hear. Tell me more.
I'm just here for decoration, man.
Music to my ears. Not music TNC's ears, as the Aegis is reclaimed. At least get this tier 1 finally, but as you said, wasted time. And
they could have had that a minute earlier, and at a
it adds up as well.
Mattered a lot more, because now the top wave's out again, so you only have 1 wave in, and your ideal situation is to be the team with the 2 waves out.
And at this point, Drow is much more pick-off focused. She has the Shadow Blade picked up. You can already see her moving in. And if anyone shows on this, which they are probably inclined to do so, Bennu is a little bit scared. He doesn't know where they got sentries. He respects the fact that he could probably get fingered from full. It's a scary proposition. Luckily for him, Ninja Boogie is not level 2 ultimate yet. Fly solo, though. Gabby with the DD.
Look at that strange blue aura. I have not seen that before.
Is that the new blur effect? Must be.
Well, for Gabby, it seems to be.
Oh, no, more for the Grimstrike as he blurs from existence. Oh, buyback coming out. Stuns are there onto Armel. He doesn't have the Aegis anymore locked in place. He could get the BKB out, but it may be too late. They're going to keep chasing through. You can try with the dodge with the Mel, but won't be enough. Now the egg drop, the split as well. The BKB out from Raging Potato. They'll get the egg, they'll make it go pop. And now Rio, this split is completely wasted and he can't move away. Only one Brew Pan, actually 2 Brew Panners left. The Invis one just going to escape, but barely on 20 HP. Sam H, lose Rio through. They're on the hunt. They want it. Rio will come out, blink away in time. Do they have the means to keep pursuing is the question. They're going to look for it, but the problem is, meanwhile, in the bot lane, Gabby, blood up, waiting here to go back in.
That is a very brave move, and I'm really not sure you should. They chase
Yeah, they're going to Rio.
Back.
They're going to find him as well. He's going to go down, moving through for more. The gust is there. Ninja Boogie can't do anything. Lose Rio through. The Eclipse committed. Gabby with the BKB. The Soulbind to slow him down, stopping him from moving away quick enough, and he's gone as well. The physical damage overwhelms him.
Oh no, TNC baby, what is you doing?
Dying rapidly, one after the other.
This is clear tilt. It's probably like the definition of tilt, if you look that up in the dictionary, this series of events is underneath it. Because they have one miscommunication on
and
bot.
now it's getting worse. Boogie will stay alive. Dreamcore holds him in place. BKB from Armel trying to move through. Benno will turn around on him though. The damage is huge. Armel is getting low here. Raging Potato chasing through. They're in trouble. Final hit will be there. They'll find the kill. The BKB still running. Raging Potato gets rid of the line. No threat left alive to him. He'll go back to hitting the Raxes as soon as this tier 3 is down because they don't care about buildings right now on the side of DeToNators.
They can always get to the buildings as an afterthought.
Glaives. It's suddenly time for TNC to play a game of fetch, but no, actually DeToNator is doing the fetching. They find Phoenix. The Sandstorm's going to kill him when he comes down. The gust through. He's gone. Lucent Beam snipes him out. 3 dead still for TNC. A set of racks fall as the side DeToNators move away. Clap coming out. Rio needs to be careful there. If he commits too hard, he may actually decide the game in favor of DeToNators here.
TNC just disrespecting the amount of damage the DeToNators can put out with these overlapping auras, with all of these items that they've got. And that costs them not just like a full lane of racks, but also all of their confidence in each other, because both the cores have now seen the other one go in on a completely unwinnable thing.
Let me
and
just put
that's
it.
painful.
Here's the perfect way to look at it. You take a look at the XP chart, because the net worth one doesn't give the good metaphor here. You see, they're driving along, there's a little bump in the road. TNC are like, all right, we're going uphill. We need to actually go hard on the accelerator. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, there's a giant cliff dive, and they have just crashed into a pit here. Did I get that right? I think that was a fair. Like, it's a fair way to look at the game. Look at the Luna now, 4K head.
Yeah.
And it doesn't slow down here. Because this is where Luna really starts to come to her strides, because you saw what happened in that. That was a slow push for a Luna. And 5 minutes from now, she's in your base. Your Raxes disappear in a few seconds.
Oh no. And TNC is doing the only thing they can. They're going for the Roche. And come on, DeToNator, you gotta... you have to know that that is the only move a team can make. But they are late again. Like, they were smoking up for it. But they were smoking up about...
Oh, Epicent is being channeled by RR though. He wants to go in. The Burrow Strike through connects. BA down to half HP already. The Eclipse as well. The BKB on Luna moving forward. Look at the BA. They'll get Gabby once. Armel going to move away with his own BKB. Doesn't want to fight Real. They're retreating with a split. TNC are all hands on deck for the retreat, not for the attack. Gabby, the BKB, has to use it because of the split. Moving through. And he will just be turned around on. He actually got stunned up still as the Axe got picked up by the puck. Gabby lingering in the tree line, forced to fight here. They're going to turn around on Raging Potato, but he stands his ground. Armel being chased on the Inkswell's there. He's gone. They turn around. Rio, no split anymore. It's ended. You can't be this deep. He'll go down as well. One after another. TNC crumble in the face of DeToNators. And they'll find more on the retreat. Phoenix trying to escape here. Yules, counter Yules.
Oh, man. So many unfortunate things happening in that fight as well. It's just too much to list. The coordination is gone. And I was saying before that you can't take a fight with TNC on equal grounds. But after it snaps like that, you need someone to reset you back into the game. And that is one of the tasks that I know that Cuckoo has for the team that Rior can't fill. So this is a bit of a, well, a worst case scenario where you're taking these fights that you know that you would win normally, but it is not normally. You're not feeling the same because you did stupid things earlier, and now you don't quite trust each other. So both of the cores go in individually again.
I think the biggest way to look at it, like to put it in simple kind of perspective for the viewers here, is if there was one big thing I'd highlight, and I think this is a fair point, like the breaking point was what Puck has picked up. The Aghanim's means these dream calls screw both the TA and the PA now. You are controlled. Yes. You don't have, like, you don't just open the gates and let the horses win the race. Now they're leashed. They can't get 10 foot away from the starting line. I'm not sure that's how horse races usually work, but in this case, it's how they've worked out.
Yeah, I think that the fact that horse races don't work that way probably indicates that it's very, very, very irritating. As I said before, I don't see the win condition. You have these two single damage, like these huge single target sources of damage, but between them, no disables. You're outplaced through positioning, and as you just explained, the Puck undoes all of that, especially now that the Axe is up.
And now they smoke again. DeToNator is feeling in control. You see the lines have been drawn. They're going to move in here. If they find Tim's, that's actually a huge part of TNC's high ground defense. And he does not have buyback. He cannot afford to go down here. He committed in the last fight.
Nobody has buyback.
No one at all. Some a little bit of gold short, others through cooldowns. They can't find anyone though. TNC are being very disciplined here with their positioning.
You can see the line drawn by Gabby. He wants to go through the top lane.
Ninja Boogie though, someone had to break this smoke. Lucent Beam slows him down a little bit. Hex comes out, he's already silenced up. The right click, Sabeno will bring him down. They won't be able to find more, will they? The Dream Call connects, Armel! He has no way out, he snaps the call. No, that's his only escape chance, but it's too late, he's down.
Oh,
no buyback available either. They'll go get the mid creep wave, they should know this. And that, like, they could, if they press in now and they realize this, they could just go throne.
They could, and it's gonna fall so fast. No amount of side lane pressure from the PA should change this. And they're going.
They are. They'll realize it. As soon as they hit these buildings, the glyph comes out. They'll wait a moment. Split has been used. Real moving forward, charging into the abyss here, because this is going to get messy quickly. They dive in. Timms drops the egg. BKB out from Rachel Patel. Going to move in, trying to pop it though. Be able to find it in time. It's going to go down now. Stun through on the PA. Just gets melted. Doesn't even get a chance to use the BKB as GG comes out. TNC. They know it's all over in this game, but the dream stays alive. They've got one more shot as this go down the lower bracket, and DeToNators, the surprising victor here.
Oh yeah. This is definitely a very good performance from them. They get this opportunity to break TNC, and they take it with both hands. Like, oh, hey, they're split up. And you gotta take that opportunity. You gotta not be afraid of these guys that have dominated the qualifiers up until now. Nobody had a chance. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. The only one that can stop them is Fnatic. And it's very easy to get caught up in the sense of, oh, we can't take them. We just have to try our best, guys. Yay. But no, they see Armel's going in while the rest is bowing out. We go. We got this. And they just don't let go anymore. So I'm very impressed. And yeah, for me, Sam H is standout player in this revenge on his old team.
Playing out of his mind, but Raging Potato, like, especially I want to highlight, because that man has proven himself very stable in that carry role. Like, he makes good decisions. He definitely gets his like, he ticks every box that you'd expect to see. And it's like, it's surprising for a lot of people, because this is not a name like you see often, but he is proving himself capable here. And I think, looking at DeToNator, would you think it's fair to say the one area I think they need to improve on the most is Roche? Because, like, they let a lot of them go for free.
Like, pretty much all of them where they weren't accidentally in the neighborhood. Actually, even one where they were accidentally in the neighborhood. So, yes, they really have to focus on that. And also, the fact that they haven't made the connection between bot lane and Roche yet. So, the fact that if enemies showing on bot lane, like, Dire shows on bot lane, you go Roche. If you show on bot lane, Radiant goes Roche, that one. They gotta pick that one up, and then it's gonna save them like half of their missed Roches already.
I mean, that's the thing though. That is big credit to them, because that right now is a big part of the game, right? Is the shove into Roche scenario, and if that is where they are weak, shall we say, like that is their weak play, and yet they're still contesting and winning games against a team like TNC, that says a lot of promising things for this team. Which means, you know, we get to see more. I think we are likely covering the upper bracket. We're going to consult with the games that are available to us. I think the other lower bracket is done now. So I'll check that in a sec, make sure, confirm who we've got coming up next. But the action will continue on this channel. We're going to do the upper bracket next. Hang around. You don't want to miss it. We'll be back shortly for that game. Stay tuned, folks.